This is audio, audio, audio.
Hey,
Hey.
how y'all doing?
So this is Sin,
And I'm Simone.
and we are two black girls having crucial conversation with each other.
We be talking.
And today I wanted to just kind of process an experience that I had at work, and I'm trying to figure out if I should be offended by it or not. So I am the only black woman on my team.
Oh, so you a token.
What does that mean?
You the only black woman on the team.
Yes.
You the only one.
I'm the only one.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, that's true. Okay, I see where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm the only one, and recently there was an interview that my boss Mary Kate 3 weeks ago had asked, did anyone want to sit on the interview panel to be a part of the
Let's see. You got his bone.
I'm about to say.
I'll cut that out.
So 3 weeks ago, our boss asked us on the team, like, hey, did anybody want to sit on this interview panel to interview this person who's trying to join the team who had applied for the vacant position? I had said no, I don't want to do that. And I put in the email, it would make me uncomfortable to be a part of the process, especially because if the shoe was on the other foot, I know how nervous I was interviewing for this position with like an array of people in front of me. It just isn't my cup of tea, and I wouldn't know the right questions to ask. And quite frankly, I didn't, see the value or the point that I could bring to the interview is what I said. 3 weeks later, I get my boss, Mary Kate calls me my boss, and I'm voluntold to now be on this interview panel.
Oh.
She replaced my colleague, who is a white female, and put me in her place instead. Mary Kate convinced me that I would it would be a good learning opportunity for me, a good experience and good training. Don't think anything of it until I am placed on an email for the interview, which was going to be a virtual interview through Teams. So when Mary Kate sends out the invite for the interview, and she puts me and then my other colleague, who's also on the panel, white male, she sends out the interview invite. I see that the interviewee is a woman of color.
They got pictures?
Yes, on Teams. Well, that's if your profile has a picture.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if your profile has a picture, then you can see. My profile for our job, we have to have pictures. So immediately she could see what we look like, we could see what she looks like. Okay. I don't know, but in that moment it felt like, oh wow, was I only asked to sit on this interview panel because they needed the black face to be represented for this black woman. So just in case she doesn't get the job, the black woman can't say she was prejudiced against.
Yeah,
or that it was racism. But okay, so if that is tokenism, then that wouldn't that almost implies that my boss strategically asked me to be a part of a process that she not only didn't see that I could bring value to it, but only needed me there so that way I could represent the culture and be the face of black people. So it wasn't that she thought that I could even grow and learn from the experience. It almost implies that she used me just as a means of liability. Like she just didn't need this black woman to say, well, I was interviewed by all these white people. I didn't see anybody who looked like me. So they probably, of course I didn't get the job. Or use me so that way. So if I say, hey, I don't know if she could fit, if she's going to be a good fit, she could then go back to HR and say, well, the black woman on the team didn't think this black woman is a good fit. That means that it was all strategic. And I'm trying. So if it's tokenism, and help me, friend, like if it's actually tokenism, then that means there's almost also a level of superiority, like from a white supremacist lens.
But it is superiority, friend. She's your boss.
Who are you talking to? Who are you staring at?
I was looking in the camera. It is superiority. She's your supervisor, right?
But is it
Or you meant supremacy?
is it supremacy?
Okay, gotcha.
Well, okay, root word for supremacy is superior. Let's spell it. SUPER, super, already. IOR, superior, and then S at the end.
Superior?
Supremacist.
Supremacist. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. But superiority is at the root of that.
Okay.
Is it not?
Mm-hmm. It is. Superior is at the root of supremacy. Yes, it is. Based on the dictionary. You're correct. But superior means better than the next, or the thought of one being better than the next.
Above all, beneath, right? Or you're
one's
beneath.
Above, one's beneath, right? Right. Supremacy is taking that, and now the authority is in that, right? The supremacy, I can't even look it up because my phone is dead. But supremacy is now we're talking about one is over the other, one is better than the other, and the authority that comes with.
Ooh, the privilege and power that comes with. Also, entitlement that comes with.
Mm-hmm. So if we're talking about,
I like that word, authority.
Right? We're talking about tokenism. Yes, that is inclusive of all of those things: supremacy, superiority, all of that, right? Because if we're talking about one is the thought of one being better than the other, one, I'm more important than you, or I have more authority than you.
I can't hear what you said.
I forgot where I was going with that. I lost my train of thought, friend. But one being better than the other, the authority that it takes to be over the next and making it extra, in my opinion, that's what it is. But tokenism is the fact that you're one person representing all.
Oh, you know what that makes me think about?
What, friend?
So if there is black tokenism, which shout out to Layla Sahad for
the book
changing my life, Me and White Supremacy. It just where I learned to understand the concept of so many, one of which is the tokenism. So shout out to you. If you are listening, we would love to have you. But you know what I just thought about? Like, so if there is black tokenism,
not if.
Well, friend. No. So then, no. Let me say it like this: if tokenism is the use of a person to represent, the misuse or the superficial use of a person to represent a culture, a concept, or a group of people to demonstrate what, like diversity or inclusivity of that group of people.
The
Superficial, meaning like we don't really care about you necessarily. Like you're not necessarily valued, but we needed to look. That's black tokenism.
Mm-hmm.
What does it mean when it's the reverse? Because I'm right now the minority in my group. But then, okay, so then is it still tokenism when it's a bunch of black people and one white person?
Yes.
Is it white tokenism?
It's just tokenism.
Because then tokenism is from the auspices or the ooh, yes, I know. That's such a big word. Tokenism is all, it comes from almost like the concept of white supremacy. So if I feel, so white supremacy also is inclusive of those who are white passing too. So let's put that out there.
It is.
If I feel superior to you, I feel that you are inferior to me, and I have authority, and because of that authority, I am going to use you as representation. Okay, so I'm going to use you as my token, the token black woman. Can that same concept that is a derivative of white supremacy fall and apply to white people?
I suppose if we were superficial with it, I'm only hiring a white person just to have presence, just for them to represent the whole group.
Do we do that as a community, as a collective?
I don't think so.
Black and brown. I've not seen that, but think about like your social circle. I have been in rooms socially where there's a sprinkle maybe of like a one white girl. You know, a Becky might be here and there.
Okay.
No, not for you. Not the same.
I've had situations like that too, where it's only I'm sorry, it tickled me. One or two, like you said, the sprinkling of salt, very limited availability of the blank folk.
But in a social dynamic, tokenism may be more applicable to like the working environment per se.
Possibly. So in the working environment, I can't say that I've ever been in a situation to where that it was only one or two white people involved in a work environment. I have been involved. Someone needs sleep. I have been involved in a situation where I was the only black person on multiple occasions, had multiple instances. So, but the reverse, where there was only one or two white people, in a work environment,
probably not.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so we'll leave it at that. We'll keep it applicable to the situation at hand.
All right.
Makes it easier to understand. So am I right to feel offended by what I'm going to say, the abusive nature behind, or I felt so exploited.
Gosh.
Did I spit?
I mean, it was a bit juicy that exploited. So you felt exploited in that. I mean, if you were invited in, you're saying that
I was voluntold.
Right. You
I
told
said,
them
no, I don't want to sit on this.
And then they told you 2 days before to just do it anyway. Because it's going to be it would be a valuable learning experience for you.
Only to find out that it was just so that way we could say, no, there was a black person on the.
Who said that?
Nobody. That is a speculation.
That's the speculation.
But essentially, tokenism
you speculate
is
that because this is something that's happened before?
No, this has never happened before, Mary Kate. But I also recognize that So first of all, Mary Kay didn't even want to didn't want to have a second interview with this person.
Right. Okay.
And not that context is neither here nor there, because it's also the more detail that's shared, the more easily identifiable the circumstances. So we're just going to say that I I'm led to believe that tokenism is a concept and it's an experience, but it's also a it's not, there's no science behind it. And whether or not I said to Mary Kay, hey, I feel like you could tokenize me, Mary Kay can say, I don't think so. I think that that's your experience. So when you, my friend, asks, has this happened before? Um, I forgot the words that you used that quickly just now, but it's all speculation at the end of the day. It's all a perception. I believe that she used me to represent a community, a class of people that is quite frankly very underrepresented in my company anyway. I'm the only Black person on the team. You replaced the white girl with me, the white woman, excuse me, with me, because you needed the Black woman to see that there was Black people on the team. So that way the Black woman can't assume that she was prejudiced against when she finds out she's not going to get this job. So in my experience, my perspective, how that made me feel was, you tokenized me. But in her superiority, she will not admit that, nor can she see that, because it is just that. I feel superior to you. She probably assumes that she probably looks at the situation like she actually probably did me a favor. I exposed you to this. I invited you to this.
I mean, based on the email that you said she sent you where she volunteered told you. Yeah.
No, I emailed her saying I don't want to do it.
Right,
she
but
called
the email,
me.
Oh, she called you and explained that it would be a
valuable learning experience.
Right. So then there's an implication at what she said.
I was exploited.
But there's an implication that what she said wasn't true. If you felt, in your feelings of exploitation.
Yeah, I think it was all strategic.
So then it's superficial.
It's all superficial.
Okay. So understand that Black tokenism is real, because if it weren't, we would not be able to
coin the phrase.
Exactly.
Give it a name.
Right. So you are right to feel offended because it is real. Period. Point blank. Now, how will you handle this? Are you planning on addressing the situation or what?
Because I am the token. By the way, for our listeners, okay? I think Layla Sahad explains it so well when she asks the supremacists to reflect on, like, really, do we really believe that this one Black person represents a class and community of people? So in this moment, I just want to also say and throw this out there that for our listeners, as a Black, for those who are not of color and is listening, I just want to share, I don't represent, the class of Black people. There's no way. A, that's a lot of pressure. B, there is absolutely no way that I can comfortably say I know exactly what every Black woman that was in my position would say, do, ask this other Black woman.
Right. I get that.
Only thing that I could represent was myself.
And how did that go? Did you represent yourself?
Authentically? No, because I just wanted to be quiet. But I was asked to ask questions. I made it a little bit of fun. I did. I had to make some fun out of the whole situation. But I also know that comfortably I would not have been comfortable saying yes, we should offer her the position. No.
What?
I really do believe that if push comes to shove, because I am the token, I don't doubt that Mary Kate is like Mary Kate and met her quota. This is it. You are it. I'm not, and you already a handful. I'm not dealing with another black person. Or if not that, this particular black woman met every category of your stereotypical black woman. Like my colleague even used the phrase as scary. She seems very tenacious. Tenacious because she has a personality of I want to get the job done and I want to do it correctly.
I'm sorry, but don't employers want tenacious
But
individuals?
when it comes to black women, an ambitious black
Another
woman,
tenacious individual? That might be too much.
that would
you
could tell it turned the both of them off. Like, uh-oh,
she's too tenacious.
She is
interesting.
And I said, oh, I love her eagerness. She is eager to learn. She is gonna hit the ground running.
So why didn't you think that she would have been a good fit?
I think the intimidation of her, because when someone says that you're tenacious, break it down for me. Let's do this therapy style.
Okay.
There's some tenacity, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Tenacity implies what?
You just said it. It the drive to get it done, the effort to get it done, the creativity, innovation that it will take to complete whatever it is, the gumption to get it done, regardless, whatever it'll take.
The integrity behind the job, the desire, the ambition, the drive, oh, okay, because I want to get it done. I also don't want the micromanaging because I want to get it done. I may come. There may be moments where I have a little bit of a tone because I'm trying to get business taken care of. I'm trying to get the job done, right?
Oh, and if she's too tenacious in trying to get the job done or whatever it is,
it's gonna rub people the wrong way.
And Fred, I'm just asking because you said in reference to you that we already got one that's a handful. Do you do those?
Oh, I'm assumed to have to do these things. Okay. There's always a constant, as the black woman who the stereotype is the minute I raise my voice or I express, because we still have to code switch, right? There's a lot of that happens. So I have to be mindful that there's levels of intimidation because fragility is so it is evident in my group, my work folks.
So we work in a place. Let me just make sure I'm getting this right. We work in an environment where your superior is intimidated by your capabilities, and because she's intimidated by your capabilities and she sees you as representing all the black people, we can't have too many more people like you in the building. Because if you out here being a handful, another one like you that represents the other half of the community, black community, it'll be too much. And my job might be in jeopardy. My job as in the boss.
Mary Kate. Yeah. I'm not saying that.
Okay.
Are you saying that? I'm not saying. What I'm saying is I think that sometime, there could be spaces where too much ambition can come across threatening a little bit.
It can.
Yeah. And so
and if they said that she's too tenacious, I get.
Yeah, maybe it was wasn't going to be the appropriate environment. It's an opportunity for her at the end of the day. Where one door closes, another door opens.
For sure. For sure.
I think the experience was telling for me because that was the first experience that I had where I was tokenized. And it's, you ask a good question like, okay, well, what am I going to do about it?
What you going to do about it?
I think it, where again opportunity lies is conversation. I feel like I need to, because I'm the token, I recognize that this will happen again. And when this happens again, because I am your only one, it is my responsibility to educate and inform my supremacist my supremacist in nature boss. Hey, we've been down this road before and I didn't like how it made me feel. Almost like when a microaggression occurs, we can't keep letting the microaggression occur.
I agree.
Because the person may not recognize that they are being microaggressive. In this reference, we're only speculating that there was strategy behind what my boss did.
So what you gonna do?
I'm gonna talk to her.
Yeah, you said you want to have a conversation. What you gonna say? Because she's already there's already evidence that she don't care what you say.
Yeah.
So what you gonna say?
But she doesn't have to care what I want to. She doesn't have to agree.
Right. I don't think that's not my point. Whether she agrees or not, she don't care because she didn't care that you didn't want to be involved in the interview. So I'm just wondering, how would that conversation? How do you perceive that conversation going when it was already evidence that she doesn't care what you say? Because if she cared, she wouldn't have invited you, or she wouldn't have volunteered you to participate in something that.
But then that would take away the perspective of tokenism, because I was only invited not because I had value or could bring value, but was because she needed the representation to remove the liability off of her. She just needed to make sure that there was another black face. So when the black woman says, "Oh, I didn't get the job," and I think they were being racist, she can come back and say, "No, we weren't. There was another black woman, and this other black woman agreed that you did not fit. Period."
But did you? That's where I think, and I wasn't clear on what you said as it relates to why didn't you think she was a good fit? You told me what the other people said, but why didn't you think she was a good fit? If she's tenacious, why didn't you think she was a good fit?
I didn't think she met the qualifications of the job.
Oh, snap. Okay.
But that's not why I was brought to the interview panel to begin with.
Right.
That's neither here nor there.
But I'm saying you didn't think she was a good fit. So based on, the assumption that black tokenism, tokenism was your experience, and that you weren't valued, the assumption is that your words don't matter, right? You're not valued. So you were invited in a situation to represent a community that she don't value. So then why would you have a conversation, because you are still the representative of the community that she don't value? So what would this conversation look like? What would this conversation sound like when it's already understood that she does not value you, i.e. the community?
Your oppressor has the right to understand that they were oppressive. Okay. That's my belief.
Okay.
And we don't have to agree.
Yeah, because I don't. I definitely
That's
don't.
my belief.
Because I feel like as the oppressor, I don't care about you. That's the whole point.
That is the point.
So then you having a conversation with me about how I oppressed you.
Because the conversation, Simone, at the end of the day, is not about my boss. It's not for my boss.
Who's it for?
It is for me.
So then you should have this conversation with yourself in the closet in Jesus.
No. I need my boss to hear me say, what you did made me uncomfortable, and here is why.
Yeah.
If she takes that and still violates my boundaries or puts me in a position where I feel violated again, then that's a different conversation. That's like this. It's the same concept behind forgiveness. The forgiveness isn't about the person who you are seeking the forgiveness from. It's for you.
So then that means you should forgive her. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not mad. I'm not like
you said you offended.
I said I'm trying to figure out if I should be offended.
Yeah, you should be offended.
Black so then why are you asking me if I should not be mad?
Because you said forgiveness, right? The forgiveness is for you, so that means that helps you to feel.
It's the healing for yourself,
right?
But I'm not asking. I don't need her to say sorry.
What? I just you going to her and telling her you offended me, and you don't want her to apologize?
Those wouldn't even be my words.
So again, what will your conversation sound like? Because that's what I was asking.
So
what will your conversation
right now, I could say it could sound like one thing, but when it happens, it could come out some completely different. What I know is she needs to be educated on what she did. She needs to be informed on how it made me feel. What she does with those words, hey, I felt like I was misrepresenting or misrepresented. However, whatever language I use.
Having a conversation. Okay. People, what y'all think? What y'all think she should do? Because me personally, I don't see her having a conversation with the oppressor as helpful at all. Because the oppressor heard her say she didn't even want to be involved in the thing anyway. And then the oppressor was like, yeah, so you're going to be involved.
But that is the privilege and entitlement of white supremacy.
That is true.
Well, it's almost like, as people say, like, some people will say it's the white way. The white way is the right way. But that's not true.
I agree.
Because I'm an educated Black woman, and in that I have privileges and entitlement that has earned me spaces and conversations such as this one to have with my boss, to have with another privileged and entitled person, to say, hey, I just want to educate you on an experience that I had with you. And I feel like it's my responsibility and my right to inform you of how it made me feel. Now, what you do with that is on you. Now, if you choose to tokenize another Black person, that's on you. What you do with this information, just don't do it to me, because this is how it made me feel. And in hopes and in prayer that once she is educated on, hey, what you did is called this is the experience, it's not okay, it's very violating and exploitive. She could, we can only hope she don't do it again. But it is my responsibility, because I was the one violated, to share that, to bring that to her attention.
That she violated.
Because she will do it again. That's like enabling, it's enabling a behavior. When somebody fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So if I know you stealing from me, I say nothing. If I know you disrespecting me, I say, it's only gonna be but so many times. I'm gonna let you walk past and you're not gonna say hello in my house. That's wild. That's wild to me.
That is wild.
So it's my job. If you disrespecting me, I cannot continue to enable the behavior. I'm gonna bring it to your attention, and then in a polite and respectful way, I'm gonna say, hey, please don't do it again.
I think us as Black people, we give white people too many passes. Because again, I'm gonna go back to, you had already expressed to her your uncomfortability in being in that situation. had she cared and or considered and or valued you and your uncomfort and the your
discomfort, I think, is the word.
discomfort, uncomfort.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Had she valued you, she would not put you in a situation you already voiced to her would be uncomfortable for you.
But then there lies then we wouldn't be having this conversation, my friend. Then there would be no tokenism, girl. Then we would be ignoring the idea that I am the token.
You are the token, regardless of that, because you are the only one.
That's not true, because in any other situation, she has identified herself as a woman of color because her maiden name is of Hispanic culture. But she is white passing. In every other situation, when I say I am a woman of color, she will say, yes, and I can relate because I am too. That's not, she don't even see it that way. She don't even see it. She don't see it. She's like 6 generations removed from being Hispanic. She don't see it that way. The tokenism came into effect because we were interviewing a black woman, and she knew she was not going to hire this black woman, but she needed another black face. She literally told my white counterpart to stand. You don't come to this interview. Cynthia's gonna be in place of you.
I get it. I heard. I got that.
And gave my white counterpart some type of stupid task or assignment to keep her so busy that she couldn't make the interview in the first. And like, so at the end of the day,
right, which goes back to
there's no value.
Right, no value. She valued the white lady enough to not include her in an interview because she didn't value you.
I disagree. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, if you, Simone, were being interviewed, knowing you, and you didn't get the job, the first thing out your mouth would be, and say I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Well, it was all white people, so they was being racist. You would say that.
I don't think so, because I think you would. I've been in interviews where I was the only black person, and they were panels. I've been in interviews.
No. You as the interviewee. You being interviewed.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I've been in interviews where the panel was white and I was the only black person in the room.
And you were interviewing for a job.
Yes.
I've heard you say to me, I think there was racist anyway because I was the only black person in the room. You literally have said that to me.
But that's not always the experience.
Oh my gosh.
I'm serious.
Well, we're going to have to just...
That's what I'm saying. We're going to have to agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree.
And it's okay.
And when I have this conversation with Mary Kate, I will let you know, friend.
Yeah, because I'm trying to figure...
And we'll revisit this.
I don't think she's going to value.
At the end of the day, what the important thing is the healing process.
For you. So what are you going to do for yourself? Because I don't think taking it in that direction is helpful. What are you going to do for yourself to help you feel better and less offended in a workplace where you are the black token?
That's my healing.
That's what I'm saying. So what are you going to
talk to my boss when it comes up? It does not. What you're failing to understand is if you are the token, that means it's going to come up again. So you can't tell me. And we've had a friend, our friend Kay, who literally told us to our face we were her only black friends.
Yep.
Therefore, we were the black token, which is why every time we was with Kay, the only conversations we would have is, well, what would black people do in this situation? What do black people do in that situation? And when we're watching movies, we're watching documentaries about black black trauma. And then, well, can you answer this question? Because I need to be educated. And then you can't tell me while we was with Kay, we did not take the opportunity to educate her on the black perspective. We literally took that seriously.
Okay.
And our friendship turned into an obligation and a chore. That's why we're not friends with Kay anymore.
So did she truly value what we said? So then that also means it didn't matter that we were friends.
We weren't friends.
Right, because we weren't valued.
But listen, we also stop looking at her as a friend and be honest, because we looked at Kay as if we were the job to explain. I did. You can't, and maybe that's just me.
So then that's the thing. There was no need to have additional conversations with her, in my opinion, about my feelings, because I had already explained it and it was already.
We never talked about our feelings.
I'm talking about in reference to any of the black topics we had. Yes, we shared our feelings, opinions, and perspectives.
But it wasn't, we never, I don't remember talking about feelings. I know we would watch movies. Okay, tell me about this. Like, tell me, like,
So
and
we watched the movie and talk about feelings?
We talked about the black trauma.
Yeah, and there's feelings involved in that.
So then, if you truly did not feel valued by her, then why did you get so upset when y'all stopped talking?
Because me as an individual, I'm loyal to a fault. Period. And to a fault is the thing. I am.
Wow.
I am that's in my makeup, and I'm in therapy. I'm working on that, But yes.
Okay.
So, but today, am I upset that we're not friends no more? Hell no, I'm not. I just, and again, we agree to disagree. It's cool. She already, not Kay, but the boss, or is already evident that the person doesn't care and or value. So I would not have a conversation with her. I wouldn't. But again,
I don't know.
Y'all tell us. People, y'all have to.
I just think it's just weird that, like,
what would you do
if someone is mistreating you, you're telling me, if someone is mistreating you, take out tokenism.
Mm-hmm. Someone's mistreating you.
You're telling me you would not have a conversation with the person?
I would not have a conversation with the person if I had already had a conversation with the
We
person.
didn't have a conversation. You didn't have a conversation? Yeah, go ahead.
If we already had a conversation and it was ignored, right? Mm-hmm. If I already had a conversation with you and I told you something made me uncomfortable, eating bread makes me uncomfortable. And then when you came to my house and that's what you brought was bread, like I had already told you. I had already told you before you got to my house that bread made me uncomfortable. Why would you do that? I had already said it to you. That's me having a conversation with you already. Why do I need to say it again? Because you already disrespect. Why would I say it again?
So then what would you do? You just cut them off?
I'd maybe take another angle. I'd maybe have a conversation.
The person brings the bread, then what would you do with the person who brought the bread? If you're not talking to them.
Okay, just the bread. Me? What would I do, honestly? Bitch, why you bring this? I told you I didn't want it.
They can't see us. You gotta stop with the visuals.
So, I got a book in my hand. Y'all hear it? I got a book in my hand. Right? I got a book. If I told you that this book was representing bread makes me uncomfortable. It causes me, I don't eat it.
Okay,
I'm gluten-free. And then here you come. You don't bring gluten-free bread. You bring regular bread in here.
Okay.
I already told you that regular bread upsets my stomach.
Okay.
Why would I have another conversation with you, friend?
So then, Simone, what would you do? That's what I'm asking.
I wouldn't have a conversation with them because it was already understood that.
So what happens?
I would
to you and the person
and do what I need to do for myself,
which is
understand that person doesn't value me. And
you're not even answering. So now I just feel like you're just like tap dancing around the shit. What would you do, Simone? I come to your house, you don't eat bread, I bring bread. Are you gonna ask me to leave and not talk to me again? Or are you gonna sit me down and say, hey, you know I don't eat bread. Thank you for bringing the bread.
I ain't even gonna thank you.
So that's what I'm asking you. Get to the point.
I just did. I said, why the fuck did you bring this to me when you know I told you I don't eat bread? I said that.
Essentially, that's you having a conversation with me, correct?
In that moment.
Okay.
in that moment.
But you would have a
but
conversation.
I wouldn't have a conversation outside of that. I would not.
I don't get it. All right.
Right? Because
that
if it
sounds like
happened
more
now,
that's the trauma for you. But
no. If it happened now, why would you do this? Right now. Why would I wait 3 weeks later and say, this
so
is
in
what
the
you
midst
bring
of
in,
the
Brad.
interview, so then if
This
we
is
bring it back
really
to my
I couldn't-
to
why
the
would you do
interview,
that?
you're
Mhm.
saying in the perspective of the bread, I should have said right then and there to my boss, hey,
No, not
why
in
are
the interview.
you okay?
When she came to me 2 days before the interview and disregarded what I told her 3 weeks prior, I would have had the conversation then.
Right then and say,
Right.
why are you disregarding what I
Yes.
said?
Yes. I'm not going to wait until
Okay.
after she actually does it. No, I'm not. I'm gonna have it. Why would you do that? I told you that that's not what I said that makes me uncomfortable. Why would you include me in something that makes me uncomfortable?
So you would ask the why. That's fair.
Yeah. Why would you do that? If I came to you and told you this is gonna make me uncomfortable, why would you include me or invite me to something that makes me uncomfortable? If you value me as an individual, because I value you as an individual, I wouldn't do that.
Okay, that's great. So then this